Welcome back to our weekly market update. Thanks for attending this webinar and to start trading with OneRoyal. So, as always, we have this quick disclaimer. The information provided in this webinar is for educational purposes. Please do not take them as a financial advice. Do your own research before start trading or investing. These are the assets that we will cover. We have for forex Euro USD, USD JPY, GBP USD. In metals, we'll cover gold, oil, UK and oil. Indices, we will talk and discuss US 500. And finally, we'll analyze BTC USD. Let's go to MT4 to analyze our assets. First, we will start with Euro USD. So the Euro USD was in a clear downward movement, as you can see here, and then we have a breakout of this structure, of this bearish trend line, and the market entered inside this parallel channel. So what's next for the Euro USD? As a short term, the Euro USD could go back inside this range to test the 1.01 in the coming days. So as you can see, we have a high sell pressure, and if this 4-hour bar close below the 1.02, most probably the market will continue its move all the way down until the 1.01. And if we have more seller rejoining this downtrend, and if we have a breakout of the 1.01 to the downside, most probably the market will continue its move to this previous low, which is 1.01. Why? Because the market is a downtrend, we have a channel, so most probably the market will be breaking the lower side of this channel since we are in a downtrend. So the logic says that everyone is selling, and we might see a breakout from the downside, not from the upper side. Okay, so if the 1.01 was broken and more sellers were joining this 1.01 level, then the 1.0 is an achievable downside target. Regarding the GBP USD, we have a change also in direction. You can see it here. The market was in a clear downward movement on the higher time frame. We have a break of the structure. The bearish trend line was broken, the blue one. So we have a breakout, a move to the upside. As you can see, the market closed above the 1.21. So let me a little bit zoom in. So we have a close above the 1.21. Now the market is, it seems, is testing the 1.21 again. Okay, we have a kind of a retracement. The market is going to the downside to test this 121. So what's next? What I see is most probably a retracement. If we join these, so most probably the market will retrace to this area of confluence made of the 1.21 and the bullish trend line, this one. Let me remove this. Okay, so we have a retracement or a correction to this level here, 121, and then most probably the market will move again to the upside to the 1.23. So small correction and then a move all the way up until the 123. We are in an uptrend, so better to wait for a retracement than selling it, let's say, from this level until 121. So if you are in an uptrend, the logic, or it is wiser to wait for the correction to end and then buy the correction or buy the dip, as you know. So buying the dip 121 until 123 in the coming days. USD JPY is in a huge movement to the downside. As you can see, the market is posting lower lows. Let me remove this to see it on higher time frame. So on the higher time frame, we have the market posting lower highs. This is a high and this is a lower high. This is a low and this is here another lower low. So the market is a clear downtrend on the higher time frame. So the main direction is to the downside. So better to consider a sell position than a buy position. Okay, we have a strong area here that the market is trying to break it. So if the daily time frame or the daily bar close below the 1.31, which is this area here, 1.31, most probably the market will continue its move all the way down to test this area here. Why? Because we have a strong support. If we look here, I will use the shapes. 1 second. So we have a strong area here and a strong area here. What I mean is we have lows. So the market, if we will continue to the downside, there is a high chance to see the USD JPY reaching the 126 level. Also, if you notice here, there is no critical or key levels. There is kind of a gap. So it might go really quickly to the downside. Australian USD. Australian USD was moving to the upside until it posted a double bottom. Okay, we have here a kind of a double bottom. If we use this shape here, sorry, we have a kind of a double bottom. Okay, it's not a perfect one, which rarely you will find a perfect double bottom. Okay, so the market could not move to the upside. This is the meaning of a double top, sorry. So the market posted double top, which means that the market, it has no buyers anymore to push the price to the upper side. So we have a weak uptrend. The market reversed and now is testing this area here, okay, which is 0.69. So the market is testing this and we are kind of a range where we have the support as 0.69 and the resistance as 0.7. So most probably the market will move to the upside again since we are in an uptrend. Okay, we are in an uptrend. We have higher lows, higher highs. So the logic says that the buyers are still control of the market as a long-term analysis. The market is still controlled by the buyers since we are in an uptrend on the daily time frame. On the lower time frame, there is a high sell pressure, but for now, we will see if this area will be broken, then a reversal will happen. But for me, I prefer to buy from here all the way up until 0.7, but not now. I will wait for a price action, maybe a fake breakout to the downside, and then buy it all the way up until the 0.7. It's too early to buy now. You will face a fake breakout most probably. So if you put a buy order here with stop loss here, most probably you will be out of this trade. Wait on the lower time frame how the price action will be revealed to buy this asset. So it's too early to buy. USD CAD, as you can see, we have on the higher time frame a move to the downside, lower highs and lower lows. So this is a lower low. Okay, on the lower time frame, as we can see, the market move to the downside with an ABCD pattern. So this is AB, and this is a CD pattern which ended. So these are kind of equal, and then we have the buyers reverse the price. Okay, so if I move these drawings so it makes things clear, now the movement to the downside, it seems on the lower time frame, is ended, and we have an appearance of a lot of bulls or buyers. You can see big bullish bars, especially here, 3 of them. And the market managed to close above this area, which is 1.26, the previous support. Now it is a resistance. So the market managed to break it to the upside, as you can see here. So what I see for the USD CAD is most probably a move to the upside until the 1.29, and we have a break of structure, which is the break of this bearish trend line. So the market will move all the way up until the 1.29 in the coming days. Gold. Gold also posted this bullish flag, which is here, the blue one. Okay, so the market posted impulse correction in the form of a bullish flag, and the market rallied again all the way up to test this high here. But for me, there is still a little bit of small room to the market to move to the upside. So most probably the market will test these lows here. You can see there is a very strong resistance made of this low and this low around 1786. So the market will continue its move to the upside, most probably to test the 1785 or 86 level made of these lows. So remember, we have a reversal here and kind of a head and shoulder and inverse head and shoulders. We have a breakout of the structure or the bearish trend line. Let me show you the inverse head and shoulders. We have an inverse head and shoulders. 1, 2. This is the head. And we will have here the second shoulder. Sorry. Okay. And on the lower time frame, we had this bullish flag, which is a consolidation. The bulls were preparing to push the market to the upside, and they succeeded. We have a break of this bearish trend line. So the market most probably will go to test this resistance 1786 mark. Next, we will talk about UK Brent oil. UK Brent oil on the higher time frame, as you can see, obviously, it is inside the range. Okay, this is the range here, like this. It has as a support the 98 mark and 104 level. Okay, so what I see is that the market is testing now the lower end of this range. Okay, if you would like, this is more accurate like this. So since we are in a downtrend, as you can see, we have lower highs, lower lows, and then the market entered into this range. So it might be a consolidation before a new move to the downside. So if we have a breakout under the 98 level, which is the lower end of this range, we have a strong area here made of this low. You can see how the market was pushed by the buyers at this level here all the way up to close it around this area if we're talking about this bar. So the market is testing the lower end of this range made of 98 and 104 levels. If we have a breakout to the downside, the market will continue to the 92.5 mark. So I am bearish when it comes to the UK Brent oil. Okay, and you can see here the market failed to break the structure. We don't have a break of structure, BOS. We had a breakout, failed to break it to the upside because we have strong resistance, and then the market entered again below the bearish trend line. US 500 recently was moving to the upside with higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, and the market is sitting around this area, 4,095 mark. Okay, why this? Because here we have a relevant area made of these lows and highs. What's next? If the market hold or sustain above this 4,095, then the market will rally most probably to this area here. Okay, the previous high. If you're a little bit conservative, you can use the 3 highs like this. Okay, so most probably, since we are in an uptrend, the market will continue its move all the way up until the 4,184. We have here a break of structure. We have a break of structure here as well. You can see 1, 2, 3. Market is moving to the upside in a good positive momentum. So most probably the market could move all the way up until the 4,184. The thing that I don't like much this correction here, there are a lot of bearish bars. There is a chance that we see that the market could go below the 4,095 and to test the 3,943. But for now, I prefer to go bullish than bearish for US 500. Since I don't want to fight the trend is to the upside, it's not logical to sell. So in summary, it's not the ideal trade to take a long position for from this level, because we have an appearance of the sellers here represented by the big bearish bars. But if you would like to trade it, better to go long than short. BTC USD, it's still trading inside this range. Okay, we have a breakout here that it turned to be a fake one. The market entered back inside this range, and then here the market tried again to move to the upper side of this range, but it seems also the bears are coming and pushing the price to the downside. So what's next? I will see the BTC USD going to the downside again to test this area here. Okay, so the market is going to the downside. We have a close below the higher end of this range. You can see it here. The daily bar is closing below the higher end of this range, and most probably it will go to the downside to test the 20K for the coming days or by next week. If you're a little bit conservative, you can use these highs and lows. So 21K, it would be a shorter term downside target. So the market could go to test this area, and after it we have this second target, the 21K. Okay, why this level 21K? We have a low here, high, and this low. So the market doesn't look bullish to me. It failed to continue its move to the upside. We have big bearish bars above the higher end of this range, and we have a close below this blue level. So most probably the market will continue its move to the downside to test the 21K mark. So guys, this is it for our today's weekly update. If you have any asset that you would like me to analyze, please let me know in the chat. Okay. Thanks for your question, trading writers. I will answer you. Let me go back to the US 500. Okay, so how do I decide when to short again? So what I would like to see for the US 500 is on the lower time frame to see a breakout of this trend line like this. Okay, so if the market already started to post lower high and a potential lower low, it's not yet completed, but if we see a series of at least 2 lower highs and 2 lows and a break of this structure, I will try to short this asset. So the ideal level to short this asset would be here. Okay, so I will wait until the market break this bullish trend line and see lower highs and lower lows on the 4-hour time frame and a close below the 4013. Then I will start to sell the US 500 all the way down, maybe to this level here. Okay, so first lower highs and lower lows, a close below the 4013 and a break of this bullish trend line. This is a sign that you should start to sell, and the market could be ending this big correction. Okay, so we have impulse, correction, another impulse, and a correction here. This either it is a deep correction or a new impulsive wave for the new uptrend. So we don't know exactly for now. If I need to short as trading writers is asking, I will wait for these signals that I have talked about. The lower highs, the break of the structure, and a close below the 4030. Other than that, most welcome, trading writers. If someone has any question, please let me know. Okay, so I guess this is it for today's session. Thanks again for attending, and see you next week.